Cafe Networking podcast promotes successful business experts. I'm Tom Rioch, known as the King of Networking, connecting people throughout the world from my podcast studio in Brazil. Joining us today from Mountain Lakes, New Jersey, John Lester, author, owner at Attitude Selling, helping struggling organizations and salespeople become sustainable revenue creators. So, John, what don't sellers understand about buyers?
Tom, how are you? Great question. Great start. There's unfortunately a lot they don't understand about buyers, but let me kind of help your audience understand the core issue. The core issue is that sellers are operating under wrong information or misinterpreted information. And that wrong information, that mindset, as I like to call it, or those mental models affect them in four different ways. One is their own perspective on sales. The other is their perspective of the buyer, and that's what you just asked me. The third is an understanding of the significance, relevance, and applicability of their offering. And the fourth is the way the market really works. Okay, so when you talk about the second one, when you talk about their mental models about the buyer, they believe things like, oh, all buyers are the same. All buyers fall into a persona. All right, boy, I don't even want to get into that. If you look at it from a dating perspective, well, all women are the same. Tell me how that worked out for you, fella. I bet it didn't. All buyers buy you on price. All buyers don't care about what they're buying. All buyers buy for rational reasons. That's one of the biggest ones. Buyers don't buy for rational reasons. So these are all mental models that the sellers have in their head, and then they walk into the situation. They don't treat the buyer like an individual. They don't understand that the buyer's got problems they're trying to solve. They don't understand that the buyer first cares about their problem before they care about you as the seller. So don't talk to them about where your kid went to school and why the picture on the wall reminds them of the vacation they took 20 years ago. None of that stuff works, Tom. All right? So just cut it out, guys. All right? The buyers are just trying to solve a problem, and they're trying to then figure out the justification for solving that problem.
And quickly.
Because right now, especially now, people's jobs, people's careers, people's lives are depending on those kinds of decisions. So stop thinking what you're thinking. That, as I said, that is the biggest issue. The stuff that's between our ears as sellers is wrong or it's misinterpreted. So we have to change that.
And we're talking mindset. The seller has a mindset, and the buyer does as well.
But the seller doesn't understand how much in control they are of the situation. So I've seen so many sellers and worked with so many sellers that they start with, oh, thank you for taking the time to see me. Wait a minute. What do you mean, thank you for taking the time to see? If you can't walk into, and this is one of the reasons my organization is called Attitude Selling. If you can't walk into your sales situation on a level playing ground, truly believing that you bring value to the situation, get out of sales. I can't make it any simpler than that. Get out of sales.
I could see that. I saw that on looking at your site. You said you help salespeople become sustainable revenue creators.
Correct.
So actually, they're not there to get an order.
No, and actually,
and they're really there to help both sides.
Yeah, there's, and we're not going to get into this, but this is a key concept of, once I learned this years ago, I truly believe in this. There's the notion of creating raving fans. And if you ask people that are very much in tune with what's really going on in sales, the objective of closing a deal is not to close the deal. The objective of closing a deal is to start the process of creating a raving fan. And I would just suggest, people can get in touch with me. I'll talk to them more about raving fans, or you can look it up. It's not a concept that I invented. Raving fans are much better for you in the organization than a single sale.
Without a doubt.
So just go do it. Yeah, the interesting thing is that a lot of what I'm doing right now is working with entrepreneurs, solopreneurs primarily, people that have been thrown out of corporate, people that have left corporate. They're really good at what they do. But they hate selling, and the reason they hate selling is because of all these mental models I just mentioned. Now, the business owners who have larger businesses, so let's say 500,000, 2 million, 5 million, those folks who are the starters, what they're really trying to figure out is how do I create certainty in my sales process?
Right.
Okay. But they both stem from the mental models about sales that both of these individuals have. And the
To
interesting
change
thing is,
everybody's mindset, really, you have to get into everybody's head.
I have to get one at a time. I have to get into their head.
And that's the owner, that's the salespersons that he may have or may not have, right?
Right. Correct.
And for the organization to understand that, because during the day, the whole organization is involved in the operation of selling.
It's supposed to be, but they're not.
Yeah, well, exactly.
They're not. And that's what a lot of the business owners don't. And you know, I wind up talking about this an awful lot. Business owners will go, oh, we need more money. We need more sales, however
Right.
they want to define it. Okay, how are we going to solve that? Oh, let's go hire some salespeople. All right, let's go hire some salespeople. Let's not tell them why we started the business. Let's not give them the value proposition in a manner that the buyer wants to hear it. Let's let them figure it out. Oh, by the way, let's fire them or have them leave after 14 months, which is 4 times the turnover rate of the national average. Well, if you set them up for failure, if you think that medium to large ticket sales generally take anywhere from 6 to 18 months, and I've done 18, 24, 30-month sales cycles.
Right.
If you think about that, and now they're leaving after 14 months, what did you just do?
Well, even the pandemic changed the cycle time for everything.
Yes, it did, but it has always historically been, especially in larger organizations, the notion of I can't make a decision on my own because it's not politically correct. And I'm not knocking that. All right. I've done many, many deals where I had anywhere between 15 and 20 decision makers in the deal or influencers. And you can get upset with an organization about the fact that they're structured that way, or you can say, fine, that's how they're working. How do I work with that?
Well, let's get the path to success.
That's all. That's really all. So these business owners don't understand all of the things that they do within their organization, how it impacts the sales process. Legal impacts the sales process. HR impacts the sales process.
Everything impacts
Everything. Exactly. So how do you align those so that they are all speaking with the same voice? It's not easy, but it has to be done.
But it can be done. So to that, John, how can our listeners find you to help you understand or make them understand that it's easier than they think?
The fastest and easiest way is to go to my website, attitudeselling.com. That's attitudeselling.com. And all my contact information is there. Book a Calendly call with me, get on the phone, send me an email, shoot me a carrier pigeon. It doesn't matter. I know people are out there hurting. I would love to help them. Let's make this real.
Very good. Well, thanks for being here, John.
Thank you, Tom.
And for our listeners, it's John Lester, first name John, the last name Lester. Find him on LinkedIn and attitudeselling.com, where you can find his book, Winning the Inner Game of Sales. The foundation of success is mindset. Cafe Networking is brought to us by Focus MI Market Intelligence, an agricultural market research specialist in Brazil. More information at their site, focusmi.com. Talk to Tom, talk to the world. Thanks for listening. Until the next time here at Cafe and Networking Podcast.